Today, there are millions of Americans addicted to prescription and non-prescription opioids, so much so that we call this issue the opioid epidemic. Opioids and opioid addicts are actually all around you. You just can't see them. This widespread addiction causes major health, social, and economic problems, and it needs to be more effectively dealt with before it goes even further beyond control and sinks its roots deeper into what is most important: social relationships and our economy. Personally, I have a lot of experience with this subject, and in this speech, I'll discuss what opioid addiction is, why it occurs, and the effects of opioid addiction. To start off with, the major problem with opioids is the controlling of them. They are way too loosely controlled, which leads to the addiction. And opioid addiction has been an issue since the 1990s. Pain became something that you can control with pills, so obviously these pills are put to extreme use. And the issue of opioid addiction, as previously stated, is the overprescription of them, so it's caused by the prescriber's pen. It's legal to prescribe large amounts of opioids, and the opioids change the chemistry of the brain. They create a pleasurable sensation that makes them almost irresistible to take. But, however, although it's really pleasurable to take, the drug is life-threatening and can lead to overdose. A 2017 Medline Plus article titled "Opioid Addiction" goes on to state that drug overdoses are now the leading cause of death in the U.S. in adults under the age of 50, which amounts to half of the adult population in the U.S. A real-life example of this can be found in a 2019 NPR News article called "One Dead, 12 Hospitalized After a Mass Drug Overdose." And this article covers a mass drug overdose on fentanyl in Chico, California. Fentanyl is actually the most involved opioid in cases of overdose, and it's also the one that can kill you the fastest. Just a small grain can lead to overdose and death. However, as stated before, fentanyl had a problem with being loosely prescribed, which led to mass overdoses. And now it's found in the hands of people that aren't even prescribed it. And this is unacceptable, and it's our fault for not taking proper action to stop it. Looking back on my childhood, I didn't realize many instances of opioid addiction happening all around me. Opioids change a person, and therefore it changes social relationships. All throughout my life, I didn't notice many instances of opioid addiction all around me because it goes hidden, undetected. And I've had experiences where I would see people wake up in trash bags, and I'd see people act like not themselves whatsoever. It's like one person you knew one day turning into somebody that you didn't know the next. And this is because of the loose control and the selling of opioids that aren't prescribed. They're now massively circulated, even if you don't have a prescription for them. And it's our responsibility to take action in our community to help stop this. Additionally, a very big issue with this addiction is the ways that we are trying to treat the addiction. For example, a 2001 Europe PMC article titled "Cynthia's Dilemma" speaks about how actually prescribing opioids to the addict can help it recover, but this is just incorrect. It's common sense to not prescribe an addict what they are addicted to. It can worsen the addiction, and especially with my experience, that's all they want. So it's a stupid resolution to an opioid addiction. And this is a clear example of the shortcuts that we take with opioid addiction. We take many shortcuts in rehabilitation care, and we take many shortcuts to just put off the addiction and put off people that have the addiction whenever it's a long-term crisis that needs to be dealt with. And overall, it is time to push towards change and stop taking shortcuts with this issue at hand. It's all around us. America has the highest problem with opioids, and we need to deal with it better. People are suffering, relationships are suffering, and America is suffering as a whole. So why are we letting it happen? That's it.